So let's talk about getting players together. Because like James just said, in my game, I gave everybody a free bond. And a bond is a game mechanic where two different characters, because of their past, they have a connection with each other, and that connection gives them a certain benefit. And this allowed these characters, even though that they're from disparate places, that when they came together, they instantly recognized each other as friends, even though this person only knew that person knew that person, and that person knew that, and thus people came together a lot more organically, a lot quicker. And
mechanically, I'd say that game, it went with me feeling like I had one connection, and therefore I was an outside spoke because other players chose to have more than just the one bond. And I felt like the outside spoke, but as the game went, because I had that connection with this person who had multiple connections in the group already, it made me feel more towards the center of the group without being the center.
Exactly. And I kind of forced the idea that everybody needed a bond with another person rather than it being optional or anything like that, which is like different than the classic version of everybody's at a tavern looking for a job and you find one and the guy brings you and Keith, I don't want to like criticize you or anything. I mean,
no, please.
But
that first episode was kind of rough.
It was. We were all on the transport together. Nobody knew each other. And it made everybody standoffish. We didn't want to step on each other's toes. We didn't want to, like, if we were to jump into something, we were jumping into it alone as a level 1 character, which made us very apprehensive, especially in a game system that we didn't 100% understand at the time. So
I do recognize my mistake with that.
It wasn't a mistake. Like, I'm kind of like, defend yourself, Keith. Is it good? Like, sometimes do you think it's fine to just have like everybody is hired by one guy and shows up even though nobody knows each other?
I think that it can be. The thing of it is
the kind of story you want to tell.
It depends on the story you want to tell, and it depends on the circumstances that you're setting up. I had tried to set it up in such a fashion that the situation was intended to bring people a bit more together, and I could have perhaps done a bit more with the NPCs in that to interact and bring people together a bit more than I did. But once the action started happening, then people started working together and getting together a bit more. Circumstances can be just as good a thing to bring people together.
I think so too. I think shared danger, shared consequences can bring somebody together like amazingly. That danger should like be led with early, and like in your game, like I'm not telling people don't listen to the podcast when it comes out. This is a spoiler for the podcast. It's wonderful and everybody should listen to it. While we were in the hold being traveling around, we were kind of demure and we held back. As soon as we were attacked by that pirate ship, everybody got into motion. Everybody started doing things. Everybody started like, can we rely on that person? What's that person doing? How can I help? How can I riff off what that other person's doing over there? And we suddenly started gelling immediately once that happened.
Corey disagreed with my start of the Cyberpunk, but I always, with Cyberpunk, start slow and then get into the action later because Cyberpunk is so brutal that I want you to have a chance to get comfortable with your character before I throw you into the meat grinder.
I want to just say, I got a lot of opinions and I can't help myself sometimes. And I don't want to, like, I love these guys. And I don't want
to let everybody know.
You've even said that I was right to give you that little extra time to gel, because otherwise you and Sasha's characters wouldn't be having this great brother-sister dynamic if I hadn't given you that time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because Sasha's character would have just been an off-the-deep-end psycho. that wouldn't have worked with your party hard character. But the fact that you actually have this sibling relationship that I let you guys not only decide before the game start that you had it, but actually develop and play a little bit before throwing you into the grinder means that Sasha's character isn't a one-note, flat, emotionless psychopath.
I think we play well against each other because she is a very dark, very like serious character, and I'm a very light.
You're not here for a long time, you're here for a fun time.
For a fun time, exactly. Guys, that is our time. We're up for, I mean, this was a lot of fun.
We could go another hour easy, but if we're hitting time, then
we gotta go.